Hey guys, welcome back to Doofus Dollars podcast. It's your girl P, and today I got Curvy Mary in the building.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Yes. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing real good. Just staying busy and productive like always. So tell everyone who you are for those that don't know.
Well, I am Curvy Mary, the BBW MILF next door. I am a nerd, especially when it comes to science fiction and history, and I love to travel. I love to craft. I love to make content, and I love to meet fans.
Okay. So what do you classify yourself as, a content creator or porn star, or like a little mix of both?
I like the use the term content creator because like porn star makes me sound like I'm full of myself and there's really only so many people that I would say are porn stars out there. There's a lot more content creators than porn stars in my opinion.
Yeah, I do think there needs to be another term because some people solely do porn, but they're not necessarily porn stars. But I
Yeah,
guess
like
they're
I just say
porn.
I do porn. Yeah.
Okay. So what got you into that?
Well, during COVID, I was working in the corporate world and my income just kind of went in the toilet and I needed a new way to make money. So I decided to try OnlyFans. And 2 months later, I was doing hardcore scenes and the rest is history.
Oh wow. So about a year and a half, going on 2 years now?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Okay, cool. How you liking it?
It's got its good days and its bad days. I mean, like people don't necessarily always think of the ramifications that are going to happen in their personal lives as a result of doing it. Your family and your friends may or may not be on board with it, but I think largely the reception has been either neutral or positive from people I know, and really, my parents they found out because my ex-husband told them, and
Oh wow. What they say?
they said that they will support me no matter what, even though they're not big fans of it.
So I've been a cam girl for going on 4 years now. So I'm
Oh wow,
a cam girl
okay.
content creator, but I've never had that issue of anyone finding out.
Really? Because
Yeah.
everybody says eventually someone's going to find out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I've had old coworkers or people from like high school, but like relatives and stuff. Well, if they haven't told me. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, they may be too
So
embarrassed to bring it up.
maybe. But okay, so I kind of have a similar story. So I want to talk about that. How is it transitioning from just working a regular job to getting into the industry?
It's quite different because, corporate world, you don't work for yourself, but, as a content creator, or someone who does porn, basically you become an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
I went to business school, and so that's the way I tend to think of it is that now I'm an entrepreneur and I'm in business for myself. Like I've gotten an LLC, I'm working on getting myself all in line with the way I should be doing it governmentally and financially. And that's
Mhm.
really important for people to do if they're going to become a content creator is to get themselves like in line with the government and make sure that they're paying their taxes, they're saving for retirement, they are setting up a S corp or an LLC. Just make themselves legit.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree because it's definitely a real job. I've been paying taxes on it for a couple of years now, and
Yeah.
it's a lot different than being in the working world where you get your money back at the end of the year, you get some money back versus going
Yeah.
into being an entrepreneur and having to pay for it.
Yeah. Not to mention you have to do it quarterly too.
Oh yeah, I heard that that's always an option. I
Yeah.
still do it once a year, but I heard it's probably better you could do it every 3 months, I believe.
Yeah, that's quarterly. It's like it's what they really want you to do if you're self-employed or an LLC, in order to make sure you're paying your estimated tax payments, and then they reconcile it after that.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be something I need to look into then.
Yeah.
So, what was your biggest challenge going from working a job to getting into this? Or maybe things you didn't know before you got into it?
Um, I would have to say that scheduling yourself is the biggest thing because you go from, having a time and a place you're supposed to be somewhere every day to having the freedom to choose, what you do and where and when.
Mhm.
And, for somebody who has ADHD like myself, that's really hard because you thrive on structure and having a set schedule. And when you don't have it anymore, you just kind of like,
Yes. So what's on Curvy Mary's schedule? What's your weekly schedule like?
Well, generally in the morning, early in the morning, I get on like Night Flirt and the Sex Panther. And that seems to be the most prolific time of day for me. It's when most of my customers call. And then
Okay.
after that, I get on cam for a few hours. And then after that, I, just
What
kind of work on
campsite are you
others.
on?
I do mostly Streammate. I think that one's the best one for BBWs. I think that has the biggest audience for us.
Oh, okay, okay. That's probably about the only one I haven't been on.
Oh, really? Okay. What do you use?
Chatterbait, Cam Soda, MFC, Bonga, Minivids.
Uh-huh.
About those I broadcast on them five, but streaming,
Yeah.
I tried to log on, I was confused.
Oh, okay. Well, streaming is different because you basically just keep getting taken to privates constantly. So it's different than, a token site where you're just putting on a show for 3 hours or whatever length of time you're doing. But on Streammate, it's different because you wait in the room for someone to take you to a private or a semi-private chat, and you do whatever you do in there. But the reason why I like it is because Streammate over time has absorbed campsites that were primarily for BBWs, and
Mhm.
that audience was retained by Streammate when they bought them out. So there's a big built-in audience for BBW performers
Okay, yeah, I like that one. So sorry to interrupt. So you can't
there.
you do your phone sexting, you cam, and then what goes on?
And then I do, my uploading or my OnlyFans or whatever loose ends I need to do. Just kind of in the afternoon, I do whatever it is I needed to take care of to just finish up the day. And then I have my free time. I'll go take a walk or I'll do some cooking or something like that. But I start probably about 5 or 6 in the morning. Usually, I'm a morning person.
Okay, okay. My kind of girl. I totally agree. The day working the day shift, getting up early and getting that head start on the day, because hell, by 9, 10 o'clock, you made some decent money. And
Yeah, by 9, 10 o'clock, I've made most of my money for the day, honestly.
it's a good feeling.
Yeah, it is.
So tell me what happens or what do you do on those days where you're just like, ah, like I don't feel like doing this. I'm irritated. I'm just done. But you have to
Well,
work. So
yeah. Well, the nice thing is that, it's a job, where you have the freedom to take a day off if you need to because you don't have a boss over your head, but you
mhm.
can't take too many days off. Sometimes you need a mental health day, some days you're sick, some days, you're just frustrated and you need to take some time for yourself, and you have the leniency to do that. However, you just can't take too much advantage of it.
Oh yeah, because then you'll start slacking off.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, okay, tomorrow I'm back on schedule. Like it's like that. And it's different, being your own boss, but it's definitely got its advantages as well as its disadvantages.
For sure, I definitely agree. So tell us what the switch was like from, okay, you started your OnlyFans. So before you got into hardcore, what was kind of on your OnlyFans?
Just like solo content, basically. Like that's how, a lot of people get started, as solo content.
Mhm.
And I had my audience on that, but it was like, I'm doing this, I'm putting my naked body on the internet, I'm masturbating on the internet, why not go all the way? Which is
Mhm.
like why the hardcore was interesting to me, because it's like, if I'm going to put my naked body on the internet, I might as well do it all.
Yeah, for sure. So, what was it like setting up your first hardcore scene?
Fortunately, I had help with that. Like, I found somebody who was a cameraman for one of the big BBW sites who was, helping me out. Like, he was helping me get into the industry and all this.
Mhm.
And he filmed my first hardcore scene, and he helped me find somebody to film my first scene with, and all the other people that, because I had a first shooting trip when I came to Vegas. I still lived in Denver at the time, and I came to
Oh,
Vegas,
hey,
and
I love
for a
Denver.
week solid, I was shooting 2 scenes a day, and he helped me find people that I could set up shoots with. And so I was shooting just nonstop for a whole week. And this was during August of 2020. So it was prime COVID time, and Vegas was like, completely desolate. There was nobody anywhere. All of the restaurants and the casinos were closed. So all that I did was shoot and order takeout. So I got really familiar with where you go pick up, the food from the Uber Eats or Postmates or whatever,
Mhm.
at the hotel that I was staying at.
2 shoots a day. Oh my gosh. So
Yeah,
how taxing is that on your body?
very taxing. And, I had people say to me, like, are you sure you don't want to take a day off in between? I'm like, what would I do? Nothing's open. So I just
Mhm.
did it. But now usually I do like one shoot a day if I'm doing shoots. But, a few days ago, I did 2 shoots. Well, technically 3, because I did a solo in there as well.
Mhm.
3 shoots in one day, and I was dead tired afterward. I'll
Oh
tell
my
you what.
gosh. Oof, how's your body feeling the next day?
I pretty much laid in bed for the first several hours of the next day.
So, do you get any weird custom orders?
I haven't gotten any really weird custom orders. I mean, mostly the ones that I would consider weird are the ones are things that I wouldn't do, like
Mhm,
taboos that I don't touch, like incest,
mhm,
or like I don't do scat content or anything like that. Just
mhm.
mostly things that I wouldn't do are the weird things I get. Like mostly custom requests are like, oh, I want to see face sitting. It's nothing that bizarre.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because I know there are gonna be some, especially on Night Flirt. There's
Yeah,
some.
on Night Flirt, they love to talk about the taboos. Like on Night Flirt, you get a lot of people who want to do race play and incest, and I don't do that. So
Mhm.
it's sometimes you got to shut those people down.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of like sissies and cucks on Night Flirt, so I do
Yes, yeah,
enjoy
sissies
that.
and cucks. Yeah, yeah, I've gotten really good at doing sissy and cuck stuff.
Okay. Would you say you're more dominant or stub or switch?
Doing Night Flirt has definitely taught me that I'm much more dominant than I thought I was. Like I used to think I was a switch, but when I'm in work mode, I don't want to be submissive. Like I'm not gonna take, the kind of browbeating that they want to give you on a call where they want you to be a sub. I don't want to, have derogatory things slurred at me. So
Mhm.
I would much rather be in the dominant position, and like it's just a huge turn off for me for guys to tell me to do things that I really don't want to do.
Oh, yeah. That's the definitely challenging.
Yeah.
So, is there anybody in 2022 that you haven't shot with that you wanna shoot with?
Um, like I don't really have like a short list of people that I want to shoot with right now, because I've already shot with a lot of the people that I wanted to. It's just kind of like, I kind of take it as it comes. If someone's interested, and if not, if not. But there's people whom I consider legends that I would shoot with if they asked me. But for the most part, I'm not like, ooh, so and so is so hot, I want to shoot with them. It's not like
Mhm.
that.
Okay. So, is there what was I gonna ask you? I lost my train of thought. Sorry. I don't know what
Oh,
made
no
me lose
worries.
my train of thought. I was not even smoking yet. Are you a smoker?
Yeah, I am. I just haven't smoked today.
Oh, girl, you better go take a hit. So, is there anything or any sort of content that you haven't shot yet that you would like to?
I really want to shoot a gangbang. I haven't gotten anybody like paid to arrange that yet, and that's
Mhm.
the situation I want to do that under is a paid shoot. So that's something that I really want to do in 2022. And I'd also like to do a male female threesome with a bisexual guys. I think that would be really
Oh,
fun. Yeah, like
yeah.
you don't see that too often. So that's something I'd like to do that's different.
Oh, yeah. That'll definitely make you some money too, especially if you never shot it. They're gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hell yeah. New fan base."
Yeah.
So, okay, you started with like a company, or you said you got into it like kind of through a cameraman BBW
Yeah.
company. Do
Mhm.
you Do you prefer doing it through a company or finding your own talent and setting up everything yourself?
I mean, everybody likes to get paid, obviously, but when it comes down to it, I would rather shoot for myself because I get to be more creative that way.
Hmm.
I get to do fun scenarios that are like plays on my name or, just kind of out there stuff. Like I really want to do like a alien kind of thing. I want to do different, like, in a barn and do cowgirl cowboy.
Oh
I, you know,
yeah.
I did one that was a play on my name that was Curvy Mary Kay, where I was a makeup artist who seduced her client, that kind of
Oh,
thing.
that's a
So
cute idea.
yeah, so like I just like to do like creative stuff. And when you do paid shoots, it's a little less creative usually. So they're just kind of trying to think of a scenario off the top of their heads last minute usually. But
Mhm.
I'll do either one. Who doesn't like to get paid?
Was there anything that you didn't know before you got into doing porn and content that you wish you would have known a year ago or a year and a half when you started?
um I think that eventually people do find out. Like I thought that I could hide it. I didn't think that, it was ever going to come out unless I decided to tell people.
Mhm.
And, I had thought about like, eventually maybe I will tell my family if I do it long enough and make enough money off of it to make it a real career. But, my ex-husband outed me and it was maliciously.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
horrible.
I didn't have the choice of how that conversation happened and when, and it was very early on. So it was very jarring. So
Mhm.
the fact that, my family found out was, something that I didn't, anticipate and I wasn't prepared for. So that's something people really need to consider if they're going to get into porn is more than likely people are going to find out, especially your family.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what's Curvy Mary like outside of porn? You said
Outside
you
of
were doing
porn,
some
I am.
crafting and vacations and what all you got going on?
Yeah. I travel a lot. I drove like 20,000 miles in 2021, went to like, 15 different states, including Hawaii, and I
Oh,
went to
okay.
Mexico. And, I did a lot of traveling, and COVID definitely made road tripping like a really good thing to do, as opposed to flying. But even flying was great, during COVID because the planes were empty and the tickets were dirt cheap. So,
Yeah.
it really wasn't dangerous to fly because there was nobody on the plane with you. But
That sounds
I'm just a
exciting.
big old nerd outside of porn. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a big old
Okay,
nerd and I love to
you went
travel.
to
And
Mexico with Julie, was it?
yeah, I did.
Okay, okay. I was
And
like, I
Babe
think I
and my
think that was you
boyfriend.
that I saw.
Yeah.
How was that trip? It looked really fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I got sunburned though. Like you can kind of see I still got a bit of a tan line going on here. That was a
Mhm.
burn. So but we went on a boat trip and that's when I got the burn in the shape of my bikini on my top.
Well, it looks really fun, and I think that's also a fun thing to talk about is being in this industry, you get to make your own schedule so you can do vacation whenever you want. And then when your money starts flowing through, it's like, hey, time to
Yeah.
go on vacations and stuff.
Yeah, like, because, when you take days off, you also need to consider that those are days you're not making money because, the week
Mm.
after, there's not gonna be money rolling in every day like there usually is, which is something to take into consideration. So you need to save up beforehand. And that's part of working for yourself is you have to prepare for your own vacation days. You need to still be right financially if you're going to take time off. And that's part of the, don't slack off too much kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's the good thing about some of these sites is if you work hard the week before you go, when you come back, you're getting paid on those days that you're back.
Yeah.
So, especially, I
Hmm.
don't know. I tried Sex Panther, but that didn't work for me. So I don't know how they work. But Night
Sex
Flirt,
Panther is very weird. Like if you don't stay active on it and you drop down in the rankings, it's really hard to get back up. So I do mostly Night Flirt because you pay for your position in the
mhm,
rankings. And so like, I don't ever go above like 75 cents per click.
mhm.
But your earnings are calculated based on, the 75 cents taken off or whatever it is. But Night Flirt is definitely easier if you're more a casual user than Sex Panther, which you need to be continuously working on. But I've noticed that Sex Panther is a lot better for texting and Night Flirt's a lot better for getting calls.
Okay, yeah, because they don't really, well, they'll send you messages, but then I'll tell them, some of them pay and some of them just leave. I'm like, okay, I'll charge you
Yeah.
extra. If you want to, even though it's taking out money, I think I charge like $30 if they want to sit there and continue having a whole sexting, typing kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, at least you're getting paid per message.
Mhm.
But I think that I make more money off of phone calls than I do off of texting. And texting is like, it's just as much of your time invested in it because you have to keep looking at your phone to see if they've, messaged you back or whatever. So I would rather do calls than text anyway.
Oh, yeah, me too. So how do you protect your mental health in this industry?
Um, like it's really important to take time to relax and to rest and to recuperate yourself, when you notice that things are, kind of getting down. And also important to seek support both, with your friends and your family and also with the therapist. I'm sure you are familiar with Pineapple Support. That's a great place,
Oh,
a great
yeah.
resource to find a therapist. You can also just find one for your healthcare provider through various websites like Psychology Today, that sort of thing. But I think it's important to do what you can to safeguard your mental health in the industry because it's really taxing. And if people know about it, it can be even more difficult. And if you've got haters, that's another thing to deal with too.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The haters and the trolls.
Yep.
So, how important do you find cross promoting with other models?
It's a good thing to do share for share on like Instagram or Twitter or I don't really do it on OnlyFans, but a lot of people do. It does help you get more followers and that sort of thing because promotion is key to finding more followers. People aren't going to find you unless you find them a lot of the time. So it's important to make sure that you are out there and being promoted whatever way you can.
Yeah, for sure. So, is there anything new that you're trying to do in 2022?
Well, I have my own podcast now called Dangerous Curves. It's through A-Love Media, and it's available on Amazon Prime and Roku, as well as alovemedia.com. And I look at the industry and dating, relationships, sex, that sort of thing through a BBW perspective.
Okay.
And I have aired, I believe, 4 episodes so far. And I've got a very special episode coming up very soon with Lisa Ann, and I'm really
Okay.
excited about that one. So
Yeah.
I just want people to check it out. dangerouscurvespodcast.com or curvymarylinks.com takes you to all my social media. My Dangerous Curves website is up there. It's all my links at curvymarylinks.com.
Okay, yeah, and I'll put all those links down below so they can be able to check it out and stuff.
Yeah, and it's good to use like all my links because it's IG friendly, and also if you like me keep getting deleted, your
Oh,
social medias change all the time, so you need to have
yes.
one unified place people can go to find you. So curvymarylinks.com or just Google me and you'll find me.
How many Instagrams did you lose?
Like 4. Yeah.
So frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on my 5th now.
Oh Lord, then
But
you
my
have to.
last one was like 9 months, 9 or 10 months that I had it. So that was the longest one that I had. So, and I kept it clean. I even cleaned it up even more at the end and I got deleted. So you never know. IG just hates sex workers, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I've created countless pages. They get taken and so frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what got you into podcasting or what made you want to do that?
I do a lot of podcast appearances actually. And Ayla Media reach out to me and ask me if I do my own podcast,
Mhm.
because they were building their own network. Like Alana Love already had her own show, and she wanted to expand to other shows on her network. And that's when they asked me to create a show about, the BBW perspective. And it's been really fun so far. And I, can't wait to continue to grow. And I do have a passion for broadcasting, and it's something that I would consider as my end game after porn. And that's something also people should consider, is that porn isn't forever. You need to think of an end game from the beginning to end.
Oh yeah, and definitely have your strategies and stuff. And
Yes.
two, on days where you're just not making the money, you're not getting calls, no one's showing up in the camera room. It's like,
Yep.
that can be, those days are very, very trying. But if you're consistent, you'll get through it and
Yeah.
do it. But they definitely do need, well, I could agree and disagree, because I see some people in porn and it looks like they're just gonna do that till they're off this earth.
You
But
never know. Life throws you curveballs when you least expect it. And that's something that I've learned during the past year and a half, is that, you never know, and never say never to anything, because life changes in an instant and you never know what's going to happen.
for sure. What's dating like for you in this industry?
I've had the same boyfriend for over a year now, and he's somebody who, works industry adjacent. And so that's nice because he understands what I do. But I know that for a lot of people, it's tough because, you need to have a lot of conversation and a lot of agreement as to what the boundaries are, if you're going to be making content with other people. You need to safeguard the health of your relationship and have really strong ground rules in place and define boundaries, because otherwise, there's going to be a lot of pitfalls to deal with.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that can be challenging for people. I was talking to a couple of industry workers the other day, and they said that they would never date outside of the industry, even if you're the
Yeah.
cameraman, just somebody involved. Doesn't mean you have to actually be the star, but just in the industry that works somewhat in the industry, so they understand, because people in the outside world they just don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. It really depends on the person though, because I've known people who have, relationships with people who aren't in the industry that have been successful. But it's really on a case by case basis, and it requires a lot of communication every day and good ground rules too.
Yeah, agreed. So is there anything else you want to share on the podcast?
Well, no, like I said, just everybody check me out at Curvy Mary Links, links.com. My Twitter is Curvy Mary 8. My Instagram as of today is Curvy Mary 3X. Dangerous Curves podcast is available on alovemedia.com, as well as Amazon Prime and Roku. And I have scenes coming out with actually pretty much all the BBW paid sites right now, because I got new
Okay.
boobs. So everybody wanted to shoot me.
Is that what everybody loves you for?
No, my ass, I'd say.
I was seeing
I'm
your ass
more popular for my ass.
in those kitchen pictures. Your ass was looking so good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, people definitely like my ass. And people love pictures of me in a kitchen, but I think men in general love pictures of women in kitchens, I've noticed.
Yeah, especially when they're cute and sexy like yours.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.